Hello again, this is English, and today I'd like to talk about the tenses of English, and the tenses and the active voice and passive voice. And do you know what is active voice and passive voice? Active voice means that something is done by somebody does something. And passive voice is the things that is done by some people. So usually the order of the subject and object is reversed. And the passive voice has more words with the verb. And active voice has fewer words with the verb. And this is very important of English, so you must try to manage it. And I have quite a good way to help you to memorize it and to handle it more easily and correctly. Before we go to the active voice and passive voice, first of all we need to know about the tenses. The tenses means that you do something at a particular time in a specific period of time, maybe in the past, in the present, or in the future. And about the present time, it is about at this moment, or around these days, or around everyday life, these kind of things. They have something different between the time frame within a present tense or a past tense. And about the past tense, we have different span of time. Maybe it is about the earlier parts of time in the past, or maybe in a specific time in the past, or it is just earlier than this moment, or than today. So we must make sure that we understand it. And I have a suggestion that when you learn English or learn grammar or learn vocabulary, you must have 4 steps to learn. The first step is the name of that. You must know the name of something. For example, now we try to talk about the present simple tense. Now this is the name of present simple tense. Present simple tense. And the second thing is the form of the present simple tense. The form is, you can see, we use an example using buy or buys. Buy means to pay a particular amount of money and you get something, some service or some merchandise. So it means buy. Buy or buys. Buy means that for I or we or you, we use buy. For he, she, it, usually we use buys with the s following the word. And this is the form, F-O-R-M. And the third thing we need to learn is the use of present simple tense. The use is present simple tense is for something that you usually do in your present time, or it is a regular action, regular activities in your everyday life, or something that is true in the present time. We use present simple tense. And for the present continuous tense, the form is MR plus ing form. That is to say something that is you are now exactly doing, or something that you are going to do. You have planned to do it in the near future. So this is present continuous tense. And the fourth thing you need to learn is you learn the example, or you make an example. For example, the present simple tense is I always buy fruit in the supermarket. It means that it is your habit to buy fruit in the supermarket. Or you can say I am seeing a doctor tomorrow. So you plan to see a doctor tomorrow, so you can use present continuous tense. And the third one is present perfect tense. We use has or have with past participle, bought. So maybe some people may ask, what is a past participle? Past participle is a form of a verb. The form is when you learn English, usually you have 3 columns to learn the verbs. the first column is the basic form of the verb, and the second column is the simple past tense, and the third column is the past participle. Past participle is usually used in a perfect tense like this, or in a passive voice, or in an adjective form of the verb. So when you change a verb into something like an adjective, carrying a passive sense of it, we use past participle. If you can't manage it, just remember it is the third column of the verb list. And in the past tense, we have past simple tense, and that is bought. Now, this is very coincidence that the past simple form of buy is the same as past participle, bought. But it doesn't mean that all the verbs are like this. It only means that some of the verbs are like this, including this verb, bought or buy. And another one is past continuous. Was, were, plus buying. And the third column is past perfect, had, had, bought. And the use of the past simple tense is when you did something in a particular time in the past, we use past simple. Past continuous is when you were doing something in a particular period of time in the past, we use past continuous. Or you can say, you say, while I was going to the cinema, I met my uncle. So, while you were going to the cinema, in that period of time, there's something happened. What happened? You met your uncle, something like that. So, it is very common that you use a past simple tense with a past continuous tense in a sentence. Past perfect. Past perfect is usually to describe an activity that is earlier than another past simple tense. For example, you can say, before I attended the classroom, or before I attended the class, I had finished all my homework. So it means that you had finished your homework happened earlier than before you attended the class. So that is earlier. You use past perfect. So you must make sure that you have 4 different categories when you learn the grammar or vocabulary. That is the noun, the form, the uses, and the examples. The examples that you can learn from it, or you can make 1 or 2 by yourself. And if you want to handle this more easily, I think that is the best way is to learn from a good dictionary. I have suggested earlier that you can make use of the Cambridge University Dictionary, or Oxford, or Collins Cobalt by Birmingham University. And if you want to save your money, you can surf the internet with dictionary.cambridge.org, or you search for Oxford, or you search for Cobalt, Cobult, something like that. Or if you can pay, you can buy a formal dictionary book. I think if you buy the advanced level, it's better because you can make use of it 10 years or so. With the CD-ROM or not, it's not very important. The most important is you have that dictionary. Okay, so we say goodbye now. Bye-bye.